Stephen Powell and Kerry Parker. Lee Mackay and Susan Smithers. Tony Malband and Alison Kingdom. Gail Keating and Natalie Quinn. Jenny Emery and Joe Goulder. Catriona Watts and Michelle Cavalli. Louise Weller and Michelle Ford. Kathy Orman and Grant Isdale. Lisa Torres and Van Langford. Deborah Steele and Todd Spence. Kim Power and Amanda Wright. Carolyn Morrow. David Krause. Ryan Wilson. Rodney Mockram and Helen Montgomery. Michelle Hart and Lee Morton. Anne Warden and Brad Ford. Kathy Weber and Bruce Robinson. Julianne Baines and Brad Hall. Kathy Fletcher and Jamie McDonald. Monique Hubert and Ronald Garber. Diane Van Vees and Peter Dees. Leslie Wood and Andrew Manhatley. Jody Solomon and Carl Lorenz. James Michelle Souza and Chris Kerr. Gary Ferrari and Dennis Chow. Meredith Campbell and Rick Hall. Tracy Watman and Matthew Bowe. Jamua Martinet and Darryl Bird. Bruce Chick. Giselle Oliver and Simon O'Hara. Catriona Woolard and John Woolshurst. Rachel Parry and Josh Hooland. Kate Hutchison and James Watt. Angela Dean and Stephen Hicks. Meredith Pope and Jonathan Evans. Lenore Nappert and Tony Choi. Tanya Richardson and Jeffrey Woods. Karen Chapman and Andrew Orford. Susan Greenback and Mark Smith. Malcolm Smith. Andrew Kingston. Paul Stanmore. Richard Morris. Peter Thompson. Michael James. James Adam. Brendan Castles. Louise Taylor. Suzanne Kerr and Carl Faulkner. Lisa Solarovich and Jeffrey Owens. Charlotte Hawley and Amy Virgil. Mia Elmore and Peter Tate. Belinda Britton and Nathan Burns.
Of our official guests tonight, Mrs. Romney, President of the PNC Association, and Mr. Romney, Mr. Kaur, Ms. Hunt, Mr. and Mrs. Hamilton, and Mr. Dennis. We have received an apology from Mr. Dixon, who unfortunately cannot be with us tonight. We also welcome the parents of the Year 12 students and members of our high school staff. Although I've only been attending Bower High School since Year 9, I have made many friends in Year 12. These friends have been a source of laughter, sometimes embarrassment, to me and the rest of the school. It is sad to see them go. We shall miss them. We wish them wisdom in their exams and a happy and satisfying life in whatever career they choose. Good luck to you all. I will now call upon Mr. Hamilton to say grace. After
The end of the road, eh? Bradley can now drive his motor car.
What? No.
That's not what I just heard you say about it.
No. What did you hear him say?
Oh, I couldn't repeat it.
I couldn't repeat it. Well, Brad, you're going to have to sit and wait and stew it out and wonder what your father said about you. Best is less.
That's right.
Do you want to, you don't want to expand on that?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Any other Year 12 parent want to say something? While I'm filming.
Not for general publication.
Not for general publication. John? No?
No comment.
No comment? Is this all I'm going to hear all night? No comment?
Sorry, comment.
See them go.
Are you?
Get the exams over with and get off our hands.
Total release.
Yeah, get rid of them all.
All right. Jim?
I'm sort of happy for them to be there.
Yeah.
As long as they do well in the future, really.
Right. Okay.
It's just a great effort with all the Year 11, and I just wish Year 12 all the very best.
Thank you. Chair?
It's a wonderful bunch of Year 12s.
Right, they are too.
Special too.
This one is. Yes.
And as it turns out, one
Yes.
of the nicest boys belongs to these two.
Oh, the pals, right, yes. Let's get them in. Come on, let's get the faces here. Right, yes. Were they partnered, were they?
Yes, our partners are the very first pair that came through.
Indeed.
So you better get another shot of them later because I missed out.
Excuse me.
I didn't know when they were coming.
Got a hit there now.
Would you like to just say how you feel as a parent on a night like this?
Very proud. Very proud.
Last of my children, Year 12.
Another one? How many is this? 5. What a long haul. Okay. Eternally thankful for that. What a release.
Yes, tremendous. Much too old to cope with anymore. It's trauma.
Yeah. I think you can get over teenage tantrums and traumas.
If you can survive that, you can survive the Third World War, I think.
Okay. I think that's
Wish them
probably
all the luck.
Take the word out of surviving grandchildren.
surviving grandchildren. Don't wish that on Year 12.
The 1992 Year 12, all the best for the future.
Have they been a good year?
He's really enjoyed it
Good.
and looking forward to going to further her studies.
Right.
Like, all the best.
Okay.
Well, this is really exciting to be here because it's almost like a trial wedding.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I can't understand why she's dressed in black. What does it mean?
Well, they're in mourning over there at HSC Chances, obviously.
Yes, and I think their chances are equivalent to Let's Lake's chance winning the Melbourne Cup. I think they're certainties to succeed.
Right. Well, what do you think, Kate? Yes, indeed. Okay.
There you go.
Anyone else like to make a comment on this table?
No, you
Going
just
around?
need to switch it on
No. Switch it on.
and just wait till
Look at this.
the instructions on how to work it.
Now, April.
Right.
April.
Just make sure that light's on before you want to take another
Look
one,
at this.
another film.
It's a touching moment.
All right. Okay.
You won't have your father around all of your life. 29.
Good luck, Year 12.
Gee, it's rhyming poetry. Are we going to hear a comment?
I think it's very nice the whole night.
Good one. Okay, well done. The power of a daughter.
Toast to Year 12.
Thanks, Alex.
Mr. Core, distinguished guests, staff and students of Year 12. I feel privileged to be able to address you all tonight and to speak about the outgoing Year 12. Some have a theory in life that a person or group will never make an impact or difference to their surroundings when moving through a system. For example, someone would give you the illustration of the water level in a bucket when your hand has been placed in and then out of the water. The water level changes for a short time, but no difference is made afterward. Some would plainly comment on the fact that another year has passed and another Year 12 is leaving. This Year 12 has, however, made a difference. What would happen, for instance, if you dropped Josh in the proverbial difference bucket? Surely there'd be a splash. Year 12 also succeeded in making a substantial difference to the study. Careful renovations have been made, and it is now a nice blue colour, about the same shade as John Wilmshurst's car, the blue flame, when it flies past Loseby Oval. Also making a difference to the female content of Year 11 this year was Jonathan Evans. Subject to Year 12's different sense of humour, on April Fool's Day, we're an unsuspecting Year 11. We were all supposed to attend a meeting with Mr. Anderson in the senior area. Year 12 then sent a note around to inform us all it was in the hall, which it wasn't, and a confused Mr. Anderson couldn't figure out where we all were. On a more serious note, this year's Year 12 have made a difference academically, musically, in art and in sport. No one, of course, can fight the fact that Nerida and Dennis cannot be beaten academically. I've also had the pleasure of joining the Year 12 music class 3 periods a week. If Josh, Jamila, Brad, Kate, Gail and Natalie actually turned up, there was no guarantee that serious work would ever get done, despite their envied talents. Lee, Giselle and the Year 12 art students also showed their talents through their major work this year. In the sporting field, Year 12 have always excelled. There are too many people involved in the sport scene to be mentioned, but the main successes would have to be Stephen Hicks and Meredith for swimming, Michael Wall and Ben Langford for their impressions of the Sydney Kings, Joe Goulder for athletics, and Leif Mackay for anything you can think of. Leif and Meredith have also completed the hard task of supporting Jodie and John this year as the vice captains and captains. They've been a great support to the student and staff body and did, as I'm just finding out, a hard job. And they also did it brilliantly. There are so many Year 12s and all have made a difference. Where would Year 12 be, for instance, without people such as Bruce, ever-present Check, Stephen Mighty Mouse Powell, Andrew the Body Canatley, Chris, I'm Never Normal Kerr, Michael, I'm Not a Hypochondriac Wall, Lisa, Perpetual Motion Tyres, and Katie, I'm Not a True Blonde Hutchinson. Either way, I know that Year 12 will make a difference when they attempt uni, a job, or their lives in general. Unlike the proverbial bucket, you'll all be sorely missed by the school, particularly your sense of humour. I give you the best wishes for the HSE and trust that your lives will be successful and you'll make a difference in your own personal ways. Will you please be upstanding, charge your glasses and join with me in a toast to yourself. Life and culture of Barrow High School. To Year 12.
I would like to now call it to John Wilmshurst for the response and toast to Barrow High School.
Distinguished guests, teachers, and my fellow Year 12. And Year 11, thank you. As I look out now on the tables, I see my friends. Friends who have become a big part of each other's lives during the past 6 years. We managed to stay together through those 6 years, through hard times, happy times, and the occasional sad time. Barrow High School has given us a great deal, and for that, we say thank you. I hope, when we think back on our lives, about the best days of our lives, We remember Barrow High School and our friends who made up our family of Year 12 in 1992. Thank you very much. Would you please raise your glasses and be outstanding for our Barrow High School toast? To Barrow High School.
Thank you, John. I would like now to call upon Mr. Core for a response.
Alex, our departing Year 12, guest of honour, parents, our host Year 11, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to respond to John's toast on behalf of the school. When I mention the school, I'd like to query just what that means. It surely is more than the collection of buildings known as Barrow High. These, of course, will change over time. Year 12, in their short time here, has seen a music complex created out of what could best be described as industrial arts chaos. And within 12 months, what is now the library, home economics area, or the drama area will cease to exist as we know it. Neither is the school really portrayed by the organisation or the routine that operates within these buildings. I know that Year 12 will remember for some time to come the interminable assemblies, subject selection days, hassles of bus transport, and all those other sorts of tedious things that occur. But these memories will fade. In fact, this leaving group, our 62nd, may be among the last senior groups to pass through this school as a unit. With current proposals for part-time HSC students, I think we've had some of them this year, and increasing opportunities for adult entrance, or even students now wishing to simply upgrade part of their education. A senior school may not exist in the future as we now know it. Probably what is really meant by the school can be best described as those experiences, relationships, or simply the climate that prevails during a person's time here at school. To illustrate this, a couple of incidents of late. In term 3, a grey-haired gentleman of about 70 years called in. He was an ex-student and asked, could he look around? Yes. In fact, it was Bill Gummer, who was the captain of 1939. And he said, but it's all so different. And while he marvelled at the industrial arts block, he compared it with his Wednesday afternoon trek down to Bowral Public School for the compulsory woodwork lesson. And when he looked at the Year 11 quadrangle, He remembered planting one of the large trees just down alongside of D Block. It's a beautiful tree at the moment. And he viewed the new plans, but recalled his visits to the library in what is now the maths staff room. But what he really enthused about were the characters of his contemporaries listed on the honour rolls and in the archives that we provided that afternoon. He highlighted the harangues received on assemblies. Things haven't changed much. In 1934 and 35, when a German-born teacher emphasised the fact that Adolf Hitler wouldn't have allowed German school playgrounds to become so paper-strewn. I don't know what the remedy would be today if we saw it. The unforgettable experiences of a school career. I hope you will value this character or soul in what is becoming a very crowded part of your life. The HSC is but one of those steps. For at this stage, you've also come of legal age, have your say in the political future of the country, set about establishing long-term relationships, gain additional qualifications, take on employment, and in general pursue your own individuality, free of the constraints and close guidance of both school and home. I hope we have gone a good way down that path and resolved some of the dilemmas of this stage of your life. For example, I hope we have given some vent to that individuality, fostered a sense of responsibility, developed some loyalty to the wider community, allowed to some extent the development of personal relationships, and finally, I hope we have provided the knowledge, the transferable skills, for the general education, along with the scope for the creativity and flexibility required for a future in the 90s. I personally want to thank you for this year. I have learned a great deal. Whether that bodes well for future Year 12s, I don't know. I think it does. I urge you to value your education, to continue to seek knowledge and skills, and to capitalise on the stuff that Bowell High has given you. The school, physical though it may be, will no doubt change as time goes on, but the experiences and relationships of the 1987-1992 period are yours. I hope you will cherish them for many years. On behalf of the wider school community, may I wish you all the best for your immediate task ahead, your future careers, and for long, creative, productive, and satisfying life.
Mr. Core, guests, parents of Year 12, and of course Year 12. It is with great honour and privilege that I accept this invitation to toast the staff of Barrow High School for 1992. From an early development as leads in Year 7, there has been a handful of teachers that have formed the core of our instruction and education throughout our high school career. We like to think that these persons have been our parents away from home, always there to guide and encourage when peer pressure, schoolwork and personal problems appear to be unsurmountable. Of course, we like to think that their lives have never been quite the same since they were introduced to the likes of Joshua Jonathan and company. As we arrived in the gates as young, sweet, innocent and naive Year 7 students in 1987, we thought that the years ahead would be easygoing and undemanding. But as time progressed, these young, sweet people grew, became honest with themselves and realised that it was really a struggle and a test of endurance. But the support was there, provided by not only our so-called ruthless dictators, but also friends that had grown with us. Although the teachers have put up with a lot, they have coped admirably, and no set of students ever, anywhere, have had the fortune of having caring, hard-working people like the teachers of Barrow High to guide them through their informative years. To Mr Hamilton, our yearly advisor of 5 years, many thanks for guiding our ship-on course, for care, advice and understanding. You had us worried for a while though, especially when the back wall of the study started to resemble a dartboard. Not to forget the welcoming symbol painted on the door. We weren't sure if you could take it anymore. When a fledgling leaves the nest, it knows not what to expect in the world outside. And although it knows how to fly and what to eat, it doesn't know which direction to fly or where to find nutrition. We, the 1992 Year 12 students, are a little like that. But we can be comforted in the knowledge that our path has been well constructed and that we have been well informed how to find our way. It's been my privilege to toast the staff of Barrow High. But before I ask you to be outstanding to toast our teachers, I'd like to, in 4 short lines, express the effect that Barrow High and its teachers have had on us. It's a very small gift, just a little thing, a keepsake no matter what the future brings. A precious keepsake is forever for the precious time that we've shared together. I'd also like to take this moment to read to you a card sent to Year 12 from Judy Dennis. Dear Year 12, I'm sorry I couldn't be with you on this wonderful yet sad occasion. This card carries my love and best wishes to you all. Yours has always been a year that has been close to my heart, from sweet little Year 7s to sweet yet significantly larger Year 12s. My hopes and prayers go with you for a successful HSC and happiness in the years ahead. Judy Dennis. I'd now like to ask you all to be upstanding in charge of to the staff.
Call upon Ms. Hunt for the response.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you, Jody, for those very kind words. It's certainly my pleasure to respond to the toast on behalf of the staff of Barrow High School. I think many of them have put in a tremendous effort in preparing you for what's ahead. I know that they will be as nervous as you as they wait for that first hour to tick by so that they can have a look at what was in the paper. It'll then be a frantic flick through to check that we've done the right thing by you all. We therefore hope that the papers will be to your liking, that you will go into them well prepared, and that you will give them your very best. So on behalf of the staff at Barrow High School, I would like to wish Year 12 all the very best for the HSC. Be rest assured our thoughts will be with you.
Where's the ticket?
me. I have fond memories of many of your successes and exploits at Barrow High School, and wish you all good luck in the HSC. Remember, enjoy life to its fullest. Fond regards, Di Field. I now call upon Lisa Ty and Meredith Pope for the presentation of the Year 12 students.
On behalf of Year 12, I'd like to thank Mr. Hamilton sincerely for the last 5 years. It's really been a rock of Gibraltar to support us, gone into bat for us a number of times with the principal and the higher authority. Much appreciated. We've got a gift here tonight. It was hard to think of what to get. We had a lot of ideas being thrown around the study. We had some hair growth cream that wasn't appropriate. We had stilts, not appropriate, and we thought, look, what does Hammer like? Hammer. What does Hammer like? And he likes to play golf. So out you come, Meredith. I hope you get many hours of pleasure out of it.
How about some clubs?
Perhaps the stilts were appropriate. Well, I hope it improves my game of golf. It's been a bit miserable lately. Thank you very much for the kind words, and thank you very much, you all, for the gift. I must say that I've thoroughly enjoyed myself over the past 5 years. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself over the past 5 years. It's been a privilege, it's been fun, and probably above all, it's been an experience. I've appreciated Year 12's friendliness, I've appreciated their openness, and also their help and assistance at various times over the years. The life of the student advisor is really dull. There's usually something waiting around the corner. Over 300 students have passed through this group over the years. There's 104 survivors, but over the time there's been about 300, and it's very difficult to get to know all of those people. But I've made an attempt at least to know their names. Each student over the 6 years has been present for about 1,200 days at school, and about 1,800 reports have been sent home to parents, and some of those have even arrived home. And somewhere between 0 and 1,000 hours has been spent on homework. I'll leave it to you to decide whereabouts you fit in. I've always been a firm believer that each student should take away a small part of the school on leaving. No, not the cutlery or the type of things I mean, the skills that you learn at school, the facts, the knowledge, the ideas, the methods, the values, and also the good memories. In return, you should leave a small part of your behind. You should leave a small part of your behind. This, of course, is done by way of the contributions made to the school. And this Year 12 has certainly made worthwhile, valuable and memorable contributions. They've never been afraid to have a go. They participated, and participated well, in musicals, school productions, sporting teams, debating, public speaking, any type of competition, maths, science, economics competitions. They've supported the school merit system. They've successfully raised funds for charity. Some have even had time in between to attend classes. I congratulate John and Jody and also Meredith and Leith on the good job they've done. They've carried out their tasks dutifully and they've led by example. I miss the smiles and the friendly good days in the corridors. Yes, I miss Year 12, but I'll get over it in time. Probably by about Wednesday. There will of course be fond memories of the good times that we've had. It's not possible to do the job of a student advisor on your own. A student advisor himself needs advice. A particular thank you to the ladies in the office. Wendy Dickman, Colleen Ellen and Chris Pius have been marvellous over the years. And without their help with students, with enrolments, with records and parent interviews, reports, sending letters and all those other things that are part of it, the job just couldn't be done. Thank you to the parents for their support and words of encouragement over the years, and of course to the staff who have kept me informed. Year 12, to each of you, good luck. Good luck in your preparations for the HSC, for the HSC itself, and of course good luck for your futures. Perhaps it's appropriate to quote Gary Player, a famous golfer of the 60s and 70s, who said, "The harder you work, the luckier you get." I look forward to seeing and or hearing about each one of you in the coming years, whether it be in the local newspaper, perhaps just a quick visit to the school, perhaps in the wedding column, family editions, perhaps parties, any achievement or success that you hope in the future, or perhaps just an attempt. Well, as a student advisor, I'm supposed to give advice, and I hope that over the years I've been of some help in some small way. And one last piece of advice to all in Year 12: enjoy yourselves and look for the good in yourselves and in others. Farewell and thank you.
Could John Wilmshurst and Jody Thomas please make their way to the cake for the presentation?
Well, you had to sign Mr. Hammo'S card. We'll be out on the front table here for a while, so just sometime during the evening could you come and sign.
What would you think if I sang out it too? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Bell High School's unbeatable. The teachers are all well versed in what they're doing. But I think the executive and the organisation of the school has lost its way and has forgotten what the real purpose of education is.
We don't want that sort of opinion. Dennis, have you an opinion to pass on the school after 6 years in the place? No opinion. Yeah, come on. Yeah. The best day in your life was when Mr. Erskine didn't turn up for English.
Correct. Yes. It was every day.
When was that? Censor that. The ankle. Now it looks like Charlie Chaplin.
Really coming to contact with Mr. Carl.
Mr. Carl, right? He'll live on in your memory. He will. Okay. But apart from that, everything else is
Everything's fine. I'll just remember, like, in a lunatic sort of way.
You'll appreciate that. Well,
I think I remember most of the teachers for something.
Right. Any outstanding ones?
Mr. Dennis, even though he's gone.
Even though
I think he was a great teacher.
Probably Mr. Carl going A-Pro in General Studies. That I remember for everyone. Jumping up and down and running us to death.
Yes. Proving that evolution has got to be certainty, eh? Just about. Any good memories of school?
Mr. McRae.
Mr. McRae. What in particular about Mr. McRae?
The way he teaches.
Yeah?
Good style.
Good style? You appreciate it?
Yeah. Wish I could be like him.
Yeah, it is. Can you believe this, John? Believe what you're hearing? Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. John, your best memories of teachers?
Best memories?
Yeah. Who would you remember in 10 years' time?
Mr. Carl. I remember Mr. Carl.
Yeah. Reason?
I don't know, he seemed like, when I was captain, he like helped me along a lot and pushed me and got me out of trouble, so he's really nice. That's what I...
Personal touch?
Yeah, he was a personal teacher.
Okay, thank you. Any memories?
It's your turn, Sue.
Leaving.
Leaving is good.
Yeah.
Leaving is great.
In the future, smoking at the school.
Smoking quarters?
Yes.
Like
Like no, we don't.
Yes.
Get out, Will says. We do.
Ron does.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we do.
Both do, don't we, Ron?
Okay.
In Canada,
So
they do.
that's a suggestion to the executive.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, we'll take it up.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Yes. Teacher that you will never forget out of this school.
I don't know.
Or have a memory, perhaps. Something that's happened to you.
Well, no, coming back to year 12 was year 11, 12 was a bit hectic.
Yeah.
Forgetting about year 12 was good.
Yeah.
Last year, no, Mr. Morrow, I suppose. Mr. Moriarty was pretty cool.
Yeah.
He, bit of a bugger, he made me do 2-unit maths.
Did he?
That's why I hold him back on that. I'll give him a bit of a belt in my head for it.
Congratulations with it. Thanks, Jay. What teacher will you remember in 10 years' time?
Mr. Moriarty.
Yes, too.
Yeah. He's the best.
Is he?
Greatest bloke on earth.
That's it. Even an Irishman.
Yep.
Taught you maths.
Yep. He's unreal.
That's an achievement.
Best bloke ever.
Right here. We really are. Okay, Rachel, one teacher that in 10 years' time will still live in your memories. For good or bad reason.
For what about you?
It doesn't matter. For good or bad reason, it doesn't matter. Who's the teacher that's difficult to forget?
Difficult to forget.
Yep.
Probably Mr. Boggs.
Mr. Boggs?
Yeah.
Yes?
He's my economics teacher.
Right.
I won't forget him probably for a long time.
Well, thank you for that. Okay. Josh?
Yes.
A teacher that you will never forget. Or a person on the administration.
Mr. Seymour.
Yes. Why?
Terrific bloke.
Terrific bloke.
Yes, speech problems and all.
He's corrected your speech problems. Terrific.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
I'm glad he has done that.
And Mr. Moore too. Mr. Moore is great.
Yeah,
love him.
He's corrected your
And Mrs. Connor. Mrs. Connor. Who are the other teachers? Mr. Moriarty.
Yep.
Never forget him. Mr. Pro, never forget him. Mr. Seymour.
Yep.
I've already said him.
Yep.
Mr. Ashford.
Yep.
Mr. Conlon.
Okay, Josh, I didn't ask for every single member of staff.
I remember them all. I love them.
Yeah, you love them.
Just as much as they love me.
And you know you're in our hearts.
I'd like to wish everyone else at the school best of luck.
Yep.
And I hope they become as successful as I will.
Well, in years to come, Josh will be looking for it. Okay?
Ask me a question.
Oh, come on. I don't want
The
to
same question as the other one.
Same question is, best memories, teacher that will live on in your memories.
Well, I just like to say what a wonderful job Mr. Core has done in this school. He's really done a...
Is everybody timing this?
He's done a job on this school.
He has.
And
That's too quick, too quick.
he could not have done it without the help of the ever word really good ever present, helpful, and
extraordinarily
wonderful and supportive
3-hour tape.
executive, especially Mr.
Is there a point to this?
No,
of course not. There never is. No. Okay. Lisa, a teacher that you won't forget.
I'll forget them all.
You'll forget them all? Okay, as will Mary. Obviously, we got her in. That's all we're going to get. Okay, Michael, teacher or student that will live on in your memory?
Dennis, always live on in my memory. Wonderful bloke, inspiration to the whole youth.
Really?
What do you mean? I mean, he's not going to sit your exams, will he?
No, but
wish he would.
He's a top bloke. He's a role model.
Okay. It's actually Dr. Dennis, isn't it?
It's Dr. Dennis.
Yeah, already PhD.
Dr. Dennis.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's the only doctor I'm going to take my kids to.
Fair dicks.
Yep.
Okay, NIB insurance. Yeah. Okay. You didn't give me a teacher.
A teacher who's really what? Good? Wonderful?
Good? Bad? I don't know.
Good teacher. I don't know.
Oh, get out of here.
Mrs. Simmons.
Oh. Yeah?
Mrs. Simmons.
Yeah. Go for it.
Most wonderfully, perfectly brilliant English teacher I think I had.
Right.
She's the best.
Thank you,
I particularly thank you, Miss Simmons, for throwing me out of your English lesson
sincerity.
on Friday.
Yep.
And I really meant everything that I said. Even though you didn't hear it.
Controversy.
Let's just pretend.
Yes. Dennis, you're not going to give you a second opportunity. Teacher that you think has done the job. Well,
you?
God.
Oh, what a flatterer he is.
Whenever we need a video camera, you're always here.
Thank you.
And every video camera,
Yep.
Oh, who do I love?
Well, not
Mr. Core.
Mr. Core.
He's a great fella.
Right.
And I wish him luck.
Thanks, Chris.
A lot. He needs it.
Okay, so Mr. Core has obviously made an impression on you.
He's made a great impression on me.
Okay.
And many of my fellow students.
Right. Is this true, John?
Oh,
obviously, yes.
Absolutely. I'm speechless.
He is speechless. No.
Strongly in my memory is Greg Rucas for destroying the Annette Healy Memorial Park.
He did that?
He did that.
Whoa, we got the shame file running here. Thank you, Miss.
And we want that on camera.
We want that on camera. We want that sent to Mr. Core.
Yes, Mr. Core. It's Core.
I said that.
Anything to say?
No.
No?
No.
No favourite teachers?
No.
No rotten teachers?
No.
No? You've lived a fairly peaceful life.
Yes.
Oh.
Nice, peaceful and boring.
Mr. Moore? Mr. Moore, one of your favourites?
No.
No?
No. Don't know the man personally, sorry.
All right. You're not going on the walkabout?
No.
Now, one teacher that you will remember in years to come will be?
Mr. Arkives with his video.
No, Mr.
Mr. Moore.
For what reason? She doesn't know. Okay, well, that's fair enough. Louise?
I don't.
I don't have anyone. No, that's fine. That's okay. All right.
A few comments.
Andrew?
Yeah?
A teacher that... No, go. Fly back. A teacher that you'll be remembering in 10 years' time.
A teacher I'll be remembering in 10 years' time. Oh, no.
Andrew?
Yeah, hang on.
Mr. McRae.
Mr. McRae.
Yes?
Because of... Oh, I won't say that.
He's got a cult following in Year 12. Really?
Who?
He's got a cult following, as in everybody likes the man.
Oh, of course they do. Because he does things on the side.
Does he?
That other teachers don't.
What's that?
And he gives things out and he lets... Oh, I can't say that.
Whoa.
Say something?
Yeah, deep down inside, Mr. McRae.
Okay, keep talking.
Mr. McRae is a really
What is
cool...
this?
Oh.
Oprah Winfrey. Oprah.
Yeah, we'd just like to say...
That Mr. McRae is a real cool guy deep down inside. He may seem real bad, but he's a real good guy.
Yeah, there's a heart, what?
There's a heart that beats inside him.
Yeah.
He is...
Yeah, everybody put the hands together.
Oh, God.
From Mr.
You have
McRae.
to zoom in on the crowd.
Yeah, the crowd claps.
Barrel High's been very good to me.
Barrel High's been... Yes, he's the guy that's been saved from Chev.
Yes, I've been saved from Chev and came to Barrel High. It's a good school.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's excellent.
At the end of the year?
Yeah.
That's it?
It should all be worth it soon.
Right, okay. Which teacher have you found above and beyond the call of duty has done most for you?
Mr. Manwaring.
Mr. Manwaring, yeah?
Yeah, because he really takes the time to teach you how to do physics properly, and I appreciate his help a lot.
Okay, 3 cheers for Ralph.
Hip hip! Right.
Uncle John!
Uncle John!
Wait, who's Uncle John?
Uncle John.
Who's Uncle John?
Tully.
Mr. Tully.
Mr. Tully, Uncle John.
We call him Uncle, yeah, Uncle.
Why so affectionate? I mean...
Oh, well, I don't know how it is. It's just that...
He's a good bloke.
He's a good bloke?
He's an unreal guy. Yeah.
Yeah? Well, I've heard of Chairman Mao and I've heard of Uncle Chol, as in, you know, that guy that they had in Vietnam.
Yeah. And also Guppy too.
Guppy.
We can't forget Guppy, Mr. Pratis.
Mr.
And
Pratis.
Mr. Urquhine.
Mr. Urquhine.
Mr. Carl.
Mr. Carl.
Rowan, baby.
Hey, Rowan. Yep. Mr. Erskine.
I
Yes.
have a dream.
Yes.
What is
He
it?
has a
Draw
dream.
Mr. Erskine impersonation.
Right. Is that it?
Yeah.
And a
Your head
sticky
didn't
bug.
wobble. Sorry.
Sticky
I'll give it to you.
And
Any
sticky
teacher
bonds.
struck you?
Guy has to be
Mr. Reynolds,
Yeah.
because I do lots and lots of maths and that's all I ever do.
Yeah.
And he
You
has me for maths.
Right. You appreciate it?
Yeah. Help push my 3-unit marker
Good.
and my 4-unit mark.
Blimey, this boy is a mess. All the way down the line. Physics thrown in.
Yep.
And what do you think about?
Oh, he's pretty good.
Yeah.
A bit different.
Quiet, unassuming, but powerful.
Yeah. Definitely sums him up.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you to Mr. Lyon. He's a really good teacher, although, you know, we never went to class, but that doesn't matter.
Doesn't
It's been
matter.
rocking tonight.
Yeah.
But
We do
thanks
miss him
anyway, and who else? Mr. Carl? Oh yeah, I'd like to say thanks to Mr. Carl and Mr. Connor.
Right.
He's a good bloke.
He's a good guy.
Mrs. Kelly, oh Mrs. Smithers too. Yeah, I really like Mrs. Smithers. And
Gee, I'm weeping already, guys. We better leave it at that, eh?
Mr. Arkives, oh yeah, great.
Top guy.
Yeah, top
What a
guy.
For teachers that have helped me through the last 6 years. Mr. Dixon to start with, he was a great guy in Year 7. And Mr. Hamilton right through. Mrs. Connor, you might not know her, but she was a relief for geography. She nearly got me suspended.
Oh, beauty.
But mainly the whole school was tops, really good. I enjoyed it.
Yep, okay, mate. Fancy finding people, good people your size.
Yeah, lucky.
Probably in my memories, Mr. Hamilton and Mrs. Kelly. They haven't been just teachers to me, they've been friends.
Brett? I appreciate that.
Maybe in 10 years, Mr. Manwaring, he might be still here. And I probably remember Mr. Jansen because he was a really good teacher, I thought. And all the teachers I've had over the past few years, I reckon they've been really good. And the school's great. That's it.
Thanks, Carl.
Live free, be happy, don't let the bastards run you down.
That's some good advice. It's got to be a year advisor soon.
That person up there, Caroline Morrow, she rules.
She rules.
Caroline Morrow, she's the great.
Yeah.
faces great. They're happy. Caroline is loving, and all of them are. And they're smart and witty, and all the qualities that everyone should have. And then look, there's Michelle. There's Michelle.
What a wonderful thank you. Okay.
Well, and that's about all I have to say. I'd just like to say, it's great being a part of Year 12, I reckon. Any day, anyone wants to go to Year 12?
We're going to put someone on this plank here, and we're going to lift them up and touch that curtain up there. Call me crazy, call me a lie, but it's true. Who will we take? Who will we like? Go on, you hear? Alright, he's going to put the blindfold on. Right? Right, he's going to stand on this plank. And my four lovely sisters will all help. It's quite disgusting. And we'll lift him up to the curtain first, we'll lift him up, then onto this, and then they'll walk back and onto this, and then you should touch the curtain if you do it right. And when you get to the top, we want you to jump off. Right, lifting, okay, that's, yeah, now step back, please, step back, the other one, step back. Yep, get on, yep.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's part of the game. Becky.
Okay, put your hands on the guys. They'll be the support until you get to a certain stage and you'll okay, start lifting, start going. Keep it even.
Grab the hand.
Josh, just easy up on the second table, put your knee up first. Not on. Look.
Well, I'll tell you what's happening. Yeah, keep the flag, keep that. Now, boys and girls, Santa Claus has come all the way from East LA to show you presents I will be giving to the teaching staff of Bell High School this Christmas. So without further ado, wait, all right. So without further ado, I shall look at my list on who's been naughty and who's been nice. Who should come up first? Mr. Cameron. Got something for you. So, what you tell?
I think it is Stevie Wonder.
We got colors coming. One till Christmas. Hey, sit down, sucker! Who's that for? Thanks for my technology. Now, it's some deodorant, because Mr. Cameron, right, my old friend, Mr. Trevor Hamilton. Would you come up on stage, please? Nice stuff, thank you. Close your eyes, Jack, because it's good hurt. Right. Wait a second. Take to his head. Hey, look, man, look, that's beautiful. Look at that. Oh, no, man. Look at that. Look. Okay, thanks. A round of applause for Mr. Trevor. On stage, I just got something to show you. Where is he? So. Take a hand, sucker! Have we here? is my little Italian love affair. Miss Flavia Canshan. I don't have anything to give you, baby, but you can tell mommy, and Sam will give you what he wants. I think that's going to wrap up the show for now, but hang on, wait a second. Dear Santa Claus from the teaching staff of Bear High School. How'd you little suckers get this in here? Dear Santa Claus, your life is going to end in 3 seconds. From the teachers of Bear High School. Oh, you guys just crack me up. Oh, man.
I'm Lance.
At this point in time, I am Lindy. I think it's most appropriate, isn't it, Liz?
Yes. Liz.
And?
Mindy Show.
I'm going to sing a little number for you.
If you know the words.
Do please sing along.
Ready, please, Mr. David.
You just tell me when
Why do suddenly appear? Just like me, Lindy, they all want to be close to you.
Why do stars fall down from the sky?
Every tomorrow. Okay, go take it, Lindy.
Every time you walk by, at this point in time,
just like me, they want to be close to you. On the day that you were born, the angels got, thanks for reminding me then, together and decided to create a dream come true.
so they sprinkled. I myself personally, at this point in time, where dust in your hair?
This is our show, people get off the stage.
At this point in time, people, I think you should just get off the stage. I don't think that's appropriate behaviour at all.
Yes.
Whatever we up to do.
David, could you remind us, please?
I like this bit. It's where all the boys in town follow you.
That is why all the boys in town follow you. Around.
Just like me, they belong at this point in appropriately, and everybody is out of bounds here today.
Close.
You at this point in time, I'd like to
Thank you, Mindy.
thank you, Lex.
Open the curtains, please.
Open it, Carl. Curtains. Oh, who's out there?
Now we've got to be down on our knees here with the spoons in our mouth, and we've got to hit each other on the head as many times as we can. Right?
That's rude.
Don't have too much fun, kids. Now we invite Mr. Launders to try this.
Correct to you, buddy. Correct to me, you show is all about community and sharing. This is not to be
What, Matt, got you down on the floor now?
You shut up, you filthy little boy.
Jamie McDonald.
We'll get over you.
That's a big.
This is Captain Little Boy. I can't take you to the hospital from you.
Yes, please, you're being far too fast.
Sorry, just all the excitement.
Open the curtain, that's
Oh my God.
Open the curtain!
Oh my God. Come down from there.
Open the curtain!
Oh my God.
Have a good old laugh, why don't you? Yeah, really funny. Where are you, legs, girl? You want to suspend me now, huh? I said don't laugh! Get away from me, Rick. Get away. Leave it alone. Mrs. Connor. You want to say something now? Shut up! Get a laugh on too. Get away! Get out of it! Get up! Leave it alone. Go! Get out of it! Get out! Go! Get out! Play and have fun! Well, get this on your land! I'm back with the door!
And when a broken-hearted people living in
I'd like to welcome school, staff, parents and special guest, Ms. Helen Williams, to today's assembly as it is a special one. Today we farewell AD12 before they leave to complete their HSC and continue their life. Firstly, I'd like to call upon Ms. Helen Williams, who is the manager of the Parliamentary Education and Community Relations section at the New South Wales Parliament House. Ms. Williams will present certificates to both the school and Haywood House.
Thank you for inviting me here today to present the law we Parliament for the Parliament of New South Wales. The Parliament, particularly the section that I manage for the Parliament, is committed to the development and support programs aimed at educating students about the role and functions of the Parliament's members. I'd now like to ask Mr. Cole to speak about his role.
Thanks, Ruth. Just before I do so, though, can I thank Ms. Williams for her efforts here this morning. It may seem a long way to come for such a short time. She's just driven from Sydney and will now return soon after the assembly is over to spend that time fostering the parliamentary program in schools is indeed shows her devotion to the job. The main part of today's assembly, you have in front of you our departing Year 12. The largest group that the school has graduated, we want to use that term, and they are following in a tradition that's growing, in that they are the 62nd group to leave the school. It probably seems to them a long time ago when in 87 they sat where you're sitting now, as probably nervous or small Year 7 people. It's a bit hard to imagine that. But now you see before you a group of young adults who, whilst the HSC is uppermost in their minds, will be moving from a sheltered situation of home and school into a world where there are many opportunities and situations awaiting for them. And in wishing them every success, I'd like to borrow from the thoughts of a famous American poet, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He wrote about success, because that's what we're talking about with these people. Success is to laugh often and much. Success is to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children. Success is to earn the appreciation of the finest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends. Success is to appreciate beauty. Success is to find the best in others. To leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. Success is to know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to us success. I wish Year 12 every success in their forthcoming life.
Thank you, Mr. Cox. Next, I'm going to ask two students to farewell Year 12 on behalf of the junior school. Both of them have been big sisters. They have brothers and sisters in Year 12, as I'm sure you probably know. But first of all, I'd like to ask Amy Perry to farewell with Year 12 on behalf of Year 7 and 8.
I'm going to be asked to speak on behalf of Year 7 and 8. I have a sister in Year 12, and because my second sister goes to Year 12, I have a very good idea of the fashion show in Denver. And I'm mindful of the fact that in 4 years' time, most of us in Year 8 will be facing the same. We thank Year 12, especially its captains, vice captains, and counsellors, for their leadership and the fine examples they set. On behalf of Year 7 and 8, I wish Year 12 everything they could hope for in the coming examinations and the next life. Good luck.
Including students, members of Year 12. When I was invited to speak on behalf of Years 9 and 10 to farewell Year 12, I was extremely happy to accept. I've been fortunate enough to get to know many of the people that comprise the outgoing Year 12, and have found them to be an exceptional group of young men and women. They have truly led the school academically, musically, theatrically, with the musical villains being a standout example, and they have led on the sporting field. They have succeeded in remaining accessible to the junior years as both friends and role models, while pursuing their studies with the intensity that the HSC demands. They have set a high standard for the incoming Year 12, a standard that will be very tough to follow. Something else that will also be tough to match is their record of demolition on the road. It truly is the stuff of legends. I would also like to congratulate the school captains Jodie Simon and John Wilson, and school vice captains Meredith Pope and Liz Mackay, who have performed their duties admirably, not only as representatives of Year 12, but representatives of the whole school. To conclude, on behalf of Year 9 and 10, I wish Year 12 all the best of luck in the high school certificate and every success in their lives after school. Thank you.
Mr. Cole, staff, Year 12 and fellow students. Today we come together to formally farewell Year 12. It is a momentous occasion in the lives of the Year 12 students because it brings to an end 13 years of schooling. Then, after a week of further private study, they will face the HSC examination. In this exam, they will compete against 60,000 other students in New South Wales, marks that will determine whether or not they gain entry to tertiary institutions and whether or not they will find employment. Let us remember that it is not easy to get work in today's world. In Australia, youth unemployment is the highest it's ever been in the century. Nor is it automatic that all who want to study at the tertiary level will be able to do so. The numbers of people being accepted for tertiary study are falling. While many people like to think that being young is exciting and easy, let us also understand that these are difficult and hard times, and that in some ways it is not easy being a young person. With all this in mind then, let us say farewell to Year 12. Let us acknowledge their joy in completing so many years of school. But let us also realise that with this joy, there is also a degree of sadness, because this is one of the last times that these students will ever be together as a group. In the year to come, they will not only leave school, but many will leave home, leave the district, and some will even leave the country. Friendships will change, and old certainties will change. But this is today, and no matter what path their lives may take, no matter what the future may hold, today let us say farewell, and may the Year 12 students take with them our very best wishes.
Thanks, Andy. I'd now like to ask Jamila Martin to come and sing The Way You Were, who will be accompanied by David Jones.
Thank you, Jamila. Next, I'd like to ask Jodie Tolman to respond on behalf of Year 12. Jodie will make a presentation to the school on behalf of Year 12.
Thank you, Ruth. Mr. Cole, guests, parents of Year 12 and fellow students. First of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Cole, Amy, Hugh and Angie for the words they expressed to Year 12, giving us their best wishes for our exams and future on behalf of you all. We've all certainly enjoyed this year with a bit of study, a huge social life, and a strong bond that has developed between all 104 of us. Though the past 2 years have been demanding and hard work, we still like to think of our school days as the best time of our lives, a growing time and a time in which we connect with each other and form strong friendships that will stay with us for the rest of our lives. We have all grown together from being young Year 7 students to Year 12 adults, as we like to think of ourselves, and we hope that you will all look up to us as an example to follow. Over the years, you learn to respect your elders, others around you, but most of all yourself. You realise that you are the only one that can get yourself through the years, and it is so amazing how quickly those 60 years pass. As we approach our exams, we are becoming nervous and scared. We don't know what lies ahead of us in this